Alrighty, so I've been wanting to check out this Alien Gear Rapid Force holster for some time. I've been using the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, and the first holster I had with it was a Black Hawk Omnivore. The Omnivore can contain pretty much any gun as long as it had the proper light attached to it. So there's a TLR model and there's a Surefire model. Well, it doesn't have, it's not a level 3, and it doesn't cover the top part of your weapon. And I had an optic, right? So M&P, empty, Surefire, right? As long as the Surefire is attached to any gun, it should go into the Omnivore. So I wanted more protection. One, I'd prefer to have the level 3, and then I wanted more protection for the optic. Well, it was holstered, and I went to Safariland. Obviously, they make plenty of offerings, and I've been running this holster for a while. I used to have the DG switch to have a grip activated light, and I had to cut this groove out to accommodate that. This was the first Safariland holster I ever used, and it was cool. It worked out just fine. But when I was looking for holsters, the Alien Gear did interest me. It's just they didn't have M&P support. Well, they do now. So I got one to check it out. First, when watching videos of these things, I always thought the hood was spring activated, but it isn't. This button here, when you press down, actually pushes that hood forward. So there was a concern of if that spring failed when you press the button, would the hood open? So I'm not concerned about that anymore. I had to remove the DG switch, so it wouldn't fit in here. And this holster, unlike the Safariland, has a little screw here to keep the two halves together. So I can't cut that to accommodate the switch. No big deal. What is kind of a big deal right now, this unloaded, but I am going to put a magazine in here in a second. I have the Springer Precision extended magazine release here, and when this thing is in the holster, it accommodates that. It's okay, it fits, but when I'm in the car, any little pressure rotating the firearm towards my hip engages the magazine release. There's just a little bit of material there that gets enough bite, and that happens. So I got out of the car and realized my magazine wasn't in my gun anymore. Fortunately, at the station, went back to the car, found it on the seat. So we all know what this means. Time to get out the Dremel and remove that material. So my target here is going to be these two little raised portions here. I think that removing these should do the trick. You can see there's a little wear right here where it actually contacts the magazine release. So I think if I get rid of that, I should be good. And I know I keep calling it a Dremel. It's Craftsman, but it's the same shit. Sue me. So I ended up removing quite a bit of material. Basically, there was that raised lip right in here, which is interesting because it's kind of, it looked like it would be cut for a longer magazine release there, but there's all this material right here. So I got rid of that, sanded it a little bit to get rid of the rough edges, and we are in business. Twist this as hard as I want. It's not engaging the magazine release. So we got a lot more room around here. Kind of hard to see the black on black there, but easy fix.